Alright, gamers, it's Shadowverse time. And here we're going to show off the newest Grand Prix, which is a very fun format, so let's go ahead and get to the action. This is probably one of the funnest things that they've ever done here. Let's see if we can go ahead and check out what happened. Now, this is basically the Grand Prix where you get to basically get random cards the entire time. You'll see. By the way, yes, it has been a while since I've made a video. A lot has gone on in my life lately, so, it happens.
I assure you the pleasure's mine. See between my lies.
Yeah, they got the gleaming gems and radiant crystals. It's a really interesting, fun format. Kind of reminds me of a tavern brawl thing that they used to do in Hearthstone. Now, I would say that Runecraft is probably meant for this. Probably the best class for it. I mean, all the spell boosting. So yeah, you're gonna basically see the 5 matches that I've played to get where the top, basically winning. So the idea is to try to build your hand the best you can and get rid of cards that you feel may be questionable.
The holy court won't stand for this.
Now I got real lucky there to get a 2-drop. Now, Havencraft obviously is my favorite craft at this point in general. And with Havencraft in this particular format, there are certain cards that I like. Taurus the Great being one of them. Probably been MVP in most of these matches. Now, obviously, this was new, and I think I made a big mistake right here. I tried to play Red Hot Boots against that, not realizing that I can't target it. So you're going to see a mistake here. But I was able to win still, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, better play would have been able to play the 3-drop amulet. Now, the only upside about me playing Red Hot Boots when I did is that now when this little guy here dies, it'll go inside that and basically come back again. So it kind of worked out as a happy accident.
Quite talkative for someone without a brain. The dark won't hide you.
Yeah, Runecraft was literally made for this format. Could you imagine someone playing Truth Education? Like having it like the very first card? Yeah, welcome to Runecraft. You'll see a lot of just play like 20 spells at a turn. I honestly was a little surprised that it didn't kill the Weller I had.
Allow me to exhibit my best facet. The congregation, they call for me.
I guess they figured, well, I can spell boost a million times. I can take 5 to the face.
Malfunctioning. I'm gonna smash this world. Coming through. Wow. Coming through. Wow.
Yeah, this is a really awkward game. But the Red Hat Boots really came at the right time coming through.
Summoning divine punishment.
Yeah, a Lamonius spell. Who would have thought that would come in handy? Now, eventually, Runecraft's going to do something.
Do you possess the courage to survive? Urgent! Let's go! I'm only a heretic if you win.
Evildoers, turn to dust.
I decided to be on a little more aggressive side. I wasn't going to be aggressive for very long, though.
Coming through! Coming through! Wow!
To greener pastures I go.
Coming through! Coming through! Wow!
As you can tell, they made this a bit of a challenge.
Evildoers, turn to dust.
Now, I didn't use an evolve crystal here because I was hoping to eventually evolve and just deal damage to the face for the win. With other cards, at least. As you can tell, spell boosting really was a big deal with that particular round. 11? Yeah. Now, Globe, you really only play just to get an extra card in a few turns. A lot of times you can just throw that card away, but there are other cards better to throw away.
Coming through! Wow!
Oppose the gods! Obey your hunger!
Let me share my wisdom.
Yeah, I was getting a little scared here. Again, it's Runecraft. You should be scared. You should always be scared of Runecraft, especially in this format. Runecraft is always the best class in the entire game, bar none.
Goddess of plagues. Well,
But in this particular format, it's even more deadly. Actor coming clutch.
it was you, after all. Little failure's nothing.
Unfortunately, I felt the need to evolve.
We fight for the heavens.
Oh, how wonderful!
Pow, pow!
It kind of, I mean, they really slowed down my aggression.
Coming through! Coming through! Wow! Coming through! Coming through! Wow!
Serenity over all.
Here we go! Abracadabra!
So how do you deal with that, huh? Well, you're about to find out.
False idols can't save our world!
Pow, pow!
A good old board wipe. I was also holding on to Seraph as a secondary win condition if I just couldn't find a way to get through.
Through! Coming through!
The
Wow!
name's Levi, don't forget.
Getting another Excelmonia spell becomes a big deal here in a little while. Got the extra card, fix the globe.
Don't make me get any crazier!
Well, it could have, I should say. It didn't really make a difference
You
here.
solve through my fiction.
It helped in another game. But yeah, basically able to get the Storm for the win on that particular match. But yeah, Runecraft is the scariest craft to fight against in this format. And of course, the next match is also against Runecraft. Surprise, surprise. But yeah, sorry I haven't been making videos lately. Like I said, I moved. I had a lot of just craziness happen. It was a big, dramatic process that was more complicated than it should have been. But you know, we're back to somewhat normal again. Alright, so our second bout against Runecraft. So ideally you want to keep a hand that has at least one Radiant Crystal. You don't need to necessarily stack your hand with 3 in the beginning. It's really not necessary. I think I got a good set of cards in my hand right now. Really good turn 2 play.
Your true nature resides deep inside.
I think I decided to get rid of Garuda here just because I realized I didn't think I was really going to be using it at all for any reason.
The best jewelry for you is...
May have been a misplay, I'm not too sure.
The white one is adorable.
But as far as that's concerned, that was a good play because I was able to more or less get extra cards in a few turns. So I was okay with that.
Aww.
This'll be a cinch.
Now, obviously, I wasn't going to use Kale really for anything important, but
So
it's just nice to have something in play.
you're done for. Just end this.
Oh, so I lost, huh?
So getting the extra cards here. Card draw is always a good thing, right? There are always certain cards I just flat out get rid of. I know the very first class I played was Dragoncraft, and I kept getting the newer Jabberwock. I'm like, that's like the absolute worst card to possibly get.
Wretched mortals!
Whatever. I'm still inexperienced, but I'll try.
Once again, that amulet. They always play it, it seems.
It won't be long now.
Now, obviously, they're going for aggression here. 6 damage to the face. Why not?
Let the gems light your way to success. Allow me to exhibit my best facets.
But this turn was more about me getting board presents.
I have found no. Here we go. Abracadabra.
Of course, that would happen. Now, I didn't mind them bouncing De La Phil. I can just... I've already got my use out of her, so I just got rid of her here. I'm getting the free, heal every turn. Don't need Lorena, because I have no evolved crystals.
Give me more souls.
This is more of a control play right there, because that means if they play any followers, they're pretty much dead.
Save my daughter.
This ends here.
This sacrilege will save her! Commence
My
experiment!
Of course, them getting a boost means nothing, so they're both gonna die anyway.
See you soon, my daughter. Hear me, warriors of Valhalla!
Really good card in this format. That's just a good card in general. I love that card. I played this card when they had that other really, really fun Grand Prix a while back when you could play a bunch of unlimited cards. It was really good.
Let us learn.
I think I actually have that video on YouTube, so look it up.
To this world.
I think it was like Grand Prix All Stars or something like that. Of course, I had to get rid of Elena because I'm not going to be, well, Lillian and the rabbits, because I'm not going to use either one of those.
Turn to dust.
And of course, Taurus the Great here.
Impressive.
Once again, getting in for that clutch win. That's probably the MVP card in these matchups. Haven being able to storm is always a good thing. Alright, match number 3. Finally against something not Runecraft. Finally. Good old Forestcraft.
I assure you the pleasure.
Now, Forestcraft is actually a pretty good class to play. It's in theory in this format too, because I believe they get, ability to play multiple cards in a turn. So this is very fitting for Forestcraft as well. I still think it's more broken for Runecraft, but it seems to be fitting for Forest as a secondary. I just don't play those classes, so for the most part. So I'm liking what I have. Heavenly Aegis, I don't really play typically in this format. Could be a mistake for me, but I don't want to hold on to something that's cost so much that I'm not sure is going to be that clinch win. Like, there are better cards that are finishers. Like Taurus. So I got rid of City of Gold. I don't really think that's a good card to have in this format. Some may disagree. So I decided to go for Aleda only because, this is the class that you would gain life. So I was thinking for future plans. On Evolved turn, you definitely want this Holy Lion. Pretty good card.
Just where are you looking?
And you get a twofer. You get a big warty follower. And then, of course, you get a Holy Crystal.
Tears upon the wind.
Now, I would never try to depend on the Holy Crystal to win at all in this format, but for this particular play, it was good.
All are equal before love.
I grant you.
The power of the wind.
Love enriches the heart.
Lost in wayward ones.
Figure, why not gain some life? Oh, and get stronger. Why not? Yeah, really, Octobishop. I like the card, but
Allow
not
me
really
to
needed here.
exhibit my best facet.
Your path has been laid.
Please love me.
My love for you is here.
The darkness.
Soar upon the wind. My love's meant to be given.
It seemed like they were really struggling to remove the board here. I seem to be the one more or less on the aggression. Once again, getting rid of City of Gold. Just getting rid of stuff you just don't need. You spend a lot of time doing that.
For you is
Now, being that I am now playing
perfect on you.
hard, I figure this would be a good thing. Get some life and, possibly make my people stronger. I say possibly because in this game, when you play followers, they typically die. Ever seen him make a lance?
Spirit.
Hear me, warriors of Valhalla!
I love that card.
Farewell, sweet lance.
Unfortunately, they're going to kill both of my followers here. You really think they were going to let my black diamond give me an advantage? Oh no. My opponents are smarter than
No
that.
trespassing in the crystal's home.
Yeah, Omnis Prime, Okami. Trust me, my opponents do some really interesting plays. Yeah, the good thing about these matches, even though that I've won, you know, obviously there were matches that took a little effort to win. Definitely going to get rid of Zika Baba. That's like one of the worst cards to get too.
Trials are meant to be overcome.
I want to play Seraph, obviously, but I also want to not die.
Believe will be safe.
So sometimes you got to do other things. Establish board presence before really playing the win condition. Yeah, definitely not a card I wanted to see.
You'll never get near the princess.
Fate finds us all. I'm here, everyone.
I realized that card wasn't going to be helpful at all for me.
Get any crazier. Our sacred forest. I'm sorry, Tia. Why?
I agree. Why?
This is martyrdom.
So, at this point, you know, you're looking at what's in hand, and you gotta just win the game. They're not gonna kill me with anything they have in their hand at this point. Might as well start making that clock countdown now.
I am the god tree, the root of life.
Plus, I have a removal card on play. So yeah, I have to take damage for it. Yeah, take some risks, but it pays off. I got rid of the bigger threat. You're gonna like this play, by the way. Well, coming up.
From any menace.
That play right there mainly just establishes defense. But I think it's the next turn where something really interesting happens. It was risky. I mean, at this point, you know, we're looking pretty low.
Dude, step off.
Hey, let's play.
Now, I don't think my opponent realized that their death touch wasn't going to help my follower. This guy, when enhanced, can't be destroyed by destroy effects. So basically, they were just trying to whittle him down as much as they could. So get those extra cards. Temple the Holy Line at this point would be no good to me. It's too late, really. Seraph is cool, but
A fleeting dream.
I wanted to do something interesting. That and not die. Gain the life and draw so many cards. And of course, Kale gets an ability too, which is not really important. Just making sure that my hand is good in case I have to do extra work. The pose is definitely not going to be a good card in this format. Basically, it'll be 4 mana draw a card at that point. You don't want that. I guess if you were desperate. Yeah, they couldn't get through. So this is more of a Seraph win, since they were going to more or less die soon, or to lose. Alright, match number 4. So this was against another Runecraft. Surprise, surprise. You're going to probably see a lot of people play Runecraft in this particular format, and with good reason.
I assure you the
And when you have like 3 straight wins, you're going to play against somebody else who also ideally would have about 3 straight wins. And if it's Runecraft, yeah, that's scary. That means you're playing against someone who more or less knows what they're doing. And they're playing the more broken class. Like, I'm making Haven look like the broken class right now, but it's not. Not compared to Rune. I would say that I'm mostly fortunate, but also I know how to play Haven very well. It is one of my favorite classes. So I make it a point to study the cards and know what I'm doing. I've also been learning what cards to get rid of and what cards to keep. I kind of changed my mind in getting rid of a card. I figured I'd wait a turn. I already played my spell for the turn. Definitely a card I want to see. That's a wonderful card to get. And this is the card I'm talking about. It's Devourer of Heavens. Basically, you get a Holy Winged Dragon in a bunch of turns. It does have removal aspects, but it's more chance that it'll come in handy. So I already got Taurus. So with Taurus in hand, we know that's going to definitely be a finisher. Now I saw Rooney, I was like, oh god, no. I knew it was on a clock once I saw Rooney. Now I'm about to play one of my favorite 2-drops in the entire game. I love this card. Alright, let's say our catchphrase here. The word of heaven is truth. That's right. Now I did that for a reason. I didn't necessarily need to. I wanted to be able to wipe the board and keep all my followers in play. I just had to do it in a weird way. Yes, really.
There be a future like this. President Hannah, present.
You're done for.
The future is waiting for us. I'll train harder for next honor as class president.
Also having a Gene, Beacon of Salvation, another one of my favorite Haven cards too. When I first played Shadowverse, that card was clutch for me so many times against Swordcraft. And Swordcraft was a top tier 1 deck at the time. It's still like top tier in my opinion. I don't really play Swordcraft at all. Like I basically stay away from Swordcraft and Forestcraft. And I only play Runecraft for Mysteria, and that's pretty much it.
My sorcery is unrivaled. How long can you last? Enter slumber. Face.
I get that guy a lot too, actually. which is not bad. I don't mind seeing him at all.
Allow me to exhibit my best fast.
This is a turn for me to get a bunch of threats in play.
Not have that.
To bask in the moonlight. Bask in Simon's radiance.
And boom. We have the board.
I'll save my daughter.
It won't be long now.
This sacrilege will save her. Commence experiment.
Now you think, man, he has such a board. What am I gonna do? Oh, you know that one card, lead us to salvation, please.
I shall guide you to glory.
Or guide us to glory, there you go.
I'm through.
Yep, you are through. I got one last match to watch. But this is such a fun format. And by the way, this is the Grand Prix. I forgot what it's actually called. Some kind of weird fun cup, but it's just fun. Don't worry, I'll put the name of this cup in the title of the video.
I assure you that
My memory is not good at all.
This one's for my family.
Alright, so we're into Havencraft. Now, this is the class that I actually tried first. Because when I first played this game, you know, it was assumed that Havencraft was going to be my craft. Although I'm now realizing that Haven is actually my #1 craft. And arguably Portal would be my #2. Like I said, always keeping at least one Radiant and you're okay. I got Heavenly Aegis. I saw that. In my mind, I knew I won the game just because I got that. That's the card that never dies. Ever. The true card that never dies. The worst thing you can do to that is make it a 1/1. And Moria was a pretty good card to get turn 2 as well. Zikabal is probably one of the worst legends to get.
this dragon is my precious baby.
So I'm going to be taking damage for a while, which is fine. I got Kale in hand. Kale's going to wipe the board, so I'm not really worried. And I got another Zikababa, which happens too often for some reason. So you want that card. Well, time to wipe the board now. I wish it had hit the 2/2, but oh well. And the one that, you know, has that damage shield.
Oh yeah, here's where I shine.
Because it's not going to die off of this ability because it shrugs the damage.
Ultimate
I have to actually
technique.
attack, unfortunately.
You said you don't like her.
So it didn't work out exactly as I wanted, but it's okay. I wiped the board and that was the plan.
These claws and fangs are a way of life. Crud.
So Dragoncraft spending their entire turn just killing a follower was okay. I had no problem with that. I can just set up more or less. I like being the one in control.
For my friends, whatever it takes.
Yeah, because you imagine having Tinko and then attack with Kale, that would be just dumb, right? So good. Of course, I use the same guy again to get rid of my follower.
Farewell then, friends.
But again, I'm okay with this, you know, I'm ahead. Getting rid of cards I don't feel like I need.
Foul is wicked. Contemptible white fowl. Wasn't I
Don't let
good
the dark
enough?
capture you.
That's a card that is questionable in my opinion. It's situational.
Wings proud and mighty.
Spread your mighty wings.
Spread your mighty wings.
But why?
I shall guide you to glory.
Yes, you got us to glory. Probably was not necessary. I just didn't feel like using evolved crystals yet. I was basically trying to save up for Heavenly Aegis.
Rhea, we can do this together.
Another of God's trials. I shall guide you to glory.
Ouch!
Tremble before the ruler
Oh,
of the
Miss
skies.
Forte.
Another of God's trials.
Broadcasting live. Allow
Oh
me
yeah.
to exhibit my
There he is, Big Daddy himself.
I am the begetter of justice.
The begetter of justice. Now, I have a really interesting turn coming up because he does something that basically forces my hand. I either win now or I lose. So with Dagon, it was so big that I couldn't kill it at all, which means I would automatically lose next turn. However, this is the clever play you could do. Taurus, our homie,
Turn to dust.
get him evolved. Again, I have to deal 20 damage this turn. And then Valhalla General, another one of my favorite cards. Perfect win.
You're a solid fighter.
That was something special right there. Fantastic turn. That's one of my favorite cards right there. And that combination of cards, if I didn't have that, I would have lost that game. Like that turn, I mean, having to hit it multiple times, because it can only take 4 damage at a time, and I had 13 in the rear. So you're having to hit it 5 times to kill it. There was no way I was going to do that. So I either had to win or I had to lose. That was basically what that boiled down to. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. And just to kind of give you a reminder, this is the Grand Prix Gems of Fortune Cup. Really, really fun format. I think that everybody who plays this game, especially casual players who just want to have fun, this is definitely the time to play the Grand Prix. I hope they do this more often because, I mean, it's nice just to be able to have fun. So hopefully, we all do better. And maybe if I, do well in Group A, I may make another video of that using Havencraft. And then if we can get to the finals, we'll see what happens. I'm not going to hold my breath on that because that's going to be rough, but we'll see. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. So until next time, you guys keep gaming. Take care, y'all. And also, don't forget OG Podcasts. Every Wednesday is 10 a.m. Central on Handy Kill Cam's Twitch channel. You can also support us on patreon.com/OG Podcast if you wish to donate to our podcast, we do every week. We definitely appreciate all those who support us. So I just want to thank everybody in advance. Take care.